Oh my guys, this is it. This is it. This is the absolute pinnacle of special vehicle hunting I've ever experienced in my life. Right everyone, welcome to part 34 of my GTA VCS special vehicle guide. Now in this video, I'm going to show you how to obtain the heavy exclusive colour black and white Boxville. And this is probably the most difficult special vehicle I know in terms of time consuming madness. You're gonna have to allow a day or two for this to work. Seriously, otherwise it's just going to destroy your fun. This is going to take hours and hours and hours, so you need to take regular breaks. So the first thing we're going to do is just drive to the location, which is on Prawn Island. The reason why this one's so difficult is because of the amount of time it takes to get it. Literally it will take 2 days on and off, most likely. It's massively time consuming, so, you know, you're going to have regular breaks. So it's definitely the king of special vehicles on this game by a mile. Right. Do not get into the van. If you get into the van, the heavy property will disappear completely. What we have to do is we have to do a push. A gigantic push where we're going to have to push it all the way from Prawn Island, all the way across the bridge into downtown, past the ammunition, up here, and then go here towards the stadium, and then down here towards the beach, and then we have to ditch it in the water. And then after that the mission will fail, the heavy property will be retained, and then you can just drive it back to the garage. And remember, since it's an exclusive colour, you cannot use paint spray, so you need to be careful on how much you damage it. But luckily I have found a trick that makes this a little bit easier, because Vic normally can't push this at all. As you see, it's completely stuck to the ground. No amount of running will move this, so I used to resort to using vehicles to push it, like a taxi or something, because a taxi in LCS as well as this game can push a vehicle without damaging it if you push it the right way. However, due to a really weird circumstance, I found out that if you enter the ammunition, I don't know why this happens, but if you enter the ammunition, and then you just leave again, Vic will then be able to push the van like an ordinary vehicle. You'll still push it very slowly, but it will still move, which means you don't actually have to use a vehicle at all to push the heavy exclusive colour black and white Boxville, which is bizarre. I don't know why it happens, but it just does. Maybe you can enter your safe house. As long as you just enter a building and come back out, I think it's because the game has to load. Something allows you to push the van. Even though this does make it a bit easier, it's still bloody hard to get this. It's definitely the absolute pinnacle of special vehicles on this game. Right, this time there should be a noticeable difference. Don't know if you can really see, but the van is moving. Well, if you don't believe me, guys, that's your choice, but it definitely is making a difference. A significantly large one. It just doesn't look very obvious because the quality's not too good, so it doesn't always stand out too much. So yeah, once you've gone into the ammunition and back, you'll notice that the van will start to move. It'll still move very slowly, so what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to gradually push it down this road until you get to there. I'll get back to you when I'm at that crossing there, and then we're going to make our way off Prawn Island into downtown. So you can rotate the van using the sides like that, and the other side vice versa. Try not to hold up too many cars, because if they get frustrated they'll just drive on and smash the van up, and you do not want to damage this because it's going to take you probably about 20 minutes just to get to that crossing, so it's going to take a long time. You do not want to have to restart this process. So in terms of skill, it's not too bad, but it takes such a long time. Anyway, I'll see you at that crossing. Right, I'm now at the crossing, just south of Prawn Island, because we started off up here somewhere, and I've just gone straight down the road. I forgot to mention, what you can do is you can always cut across the grass, and then, you know, get to the road over here. I forgot to mention that. It's actually a very good shortcut. That'll probably save you half an hour in the whole process. So, yeah, I went the long way round. So, you know, if you want to cut the grass, that's fine. You know, if you want to go across the grass, you can do exactly what you want to do. Take as many shortcuts as you need. I think for here, it's quite nice just to push it on the pavement for a bit so you don't get in the way of the cars. But, you know, it's all personal preference at the end of the day. When there are a lot of lampposts around, it's normally good to avoid them. Lampposts always cause a lot of problems, especially when they're knocked over onto the ground. You know, the Boxville can sometimes get stuck on them, and it's just a nightmare. So yeah, you're just going to have to be really patient and gradually take your time. As you see, my game is now at night, whereas when I set off, it was during the day. So this really gives you a sense on how long this quest is going to take. Because if you think about this, I've only travelled probably about 1% of the whole journey, and it's probably taken me almost 20 minutes. So yeah, that gives you a real perspective on how big this quest is, and that was all down the hill, and the van actually can move quite fast downhill. But do you ever really get downhill again? Not really. It's all flat really from now on, and a bit of uphill. I guess after the bridge to downtown it will slope down a bit, but yeah, it's going to be very flat from now on, so you're never going to get the boost you got from the first hill. So yeah, keep going guys, and I'm going to get back to you when I'm on the bridge going towards downtown, leaving Prawn Island for good. Good luck. Yep guys, I'm finally near the bridge, leading away from Prawn Island towards the downtown area. So basically, yep, my advice is push the Boxville quite near the right side of the road, sort of where the pavement is, because then cars like that Phoenix will just drive past and you won't cause any blockades and irritate drivers, and you can just keep going. I mean, luckily the road is quite wide, so you won't have too many problems. But crossing roads, you do have to take care. You know, the road that I crossed just before, I had to watch out a bit because cars are going to turn in the road, so you need to be a bit careful about that. So yeah, just keep pushing really, there's not much else to it. And that bridge is a lot longer than it looks, believe me. Right guys, I'm now entering downtown. As you can see, I'm in this location on the map. So I'm barely a quarter of the way through. I'm probably only about a fifth of the way through. So what we need to do is we need to keep following this road, go past the ammunition, and at the end of the road you need to turn right. But I'll probably get back to you when I'm on the end of the road. But I wanted to give you a few hints. If you keep tapping X, you'll run forever. It's kind of a cool infinite sprint trick. And also when you're going down, when you're pushing the van down the hill, it moves a lot faster. As you can see, it really does move quite well when you go downhill. And unfortunately, the only two hills you're going to get are this hill and the one on Prawn Island. The rest of it's completely flat. So, you know, the hills help, but unfortunately there aren't very many of them, and normally it's uphill anyway. You know, as you can see, the bridge is just behind me. So yeah, I'll get back to you when I'm at the end of this road. Just keep pushing like always. Right guys, I finally made it to the end of the road. As you can see, I'm in this location here. I've just gone past the ammunition, so I'm well over halfway now. Right, what we need to do is we need to go right at the end of the road, and we need to get up to this junction here, which would be in this direction. See up this direction. Yeah, the pedestrians can be really annoying, so they sometimes push the Boxville a bit. Once you get past this annoying crossing, it'll be easy. Luckily we don't have to cross the road, because since we're turning right, and in America we drive on the right hand side, so yeah, when you're about here, I'd rotate the van like that. Get it nice and parallel to the road, so you don't cause any blockades. Perfect. Now you just keep pushing it up this way until you get to the next junction. Hi everyone, I finally made it to the final junction, which is just by the stadium. I'm in this location here, just for clarity. Right, from here we just go to the left, go sort of past this concrete pier, and then we get to the beach over here, and we can finally end this unbelievably crazy quest. Right, so what I think we should do here is just rotate the van like this. And we're going to push it on the pavement, so we don't have to go over any more roads again. I'll just show you in a minute what I mean. Right. As you can see, there's just pavement and grass. And we basically need to push the van all the way down there. Can you see where that concrete wall is, just there? Where I'm aiming. Just get the van near there and I'll get back to you. So yep, you're almost done guys, you are almost done. Just keep going. Right guys, I finally made it down that path, as you can see. The stadium's all the way back there. So right, when you get to this point, where you go beyond this concrete pier kind of area, you just want to go onto the beach. So push the van all the way down to this wall, and then you want to go right, and we're going to push it into this puddle. Guys, after 2 days of on and off pushing, I finally made it to the location. As you can see, I'm here by the beach. This bit's tricky because we have to ditch this van in the water, but unfortunately it's really hard to destroy it in the water. Well, it doesn't float, so you have to push it in quite far. So what we do first is we're going to push it in completely straight like this, all the way in. And when it starts to go downhill, you basically just push it as far as you can, but don't push it too quickly now because it will roll down the hill if you push it too fast. So what you want to do is just push it quite slowly until you start swimming. When you get to this stage, you want to rotate it round sideways by swimming against the front. Yeah, you can go to the back as well and rotate it as well. And there you go, eventually you'll destroy the van, as you saw. Right, so now what we have to do is we need to try and get it out. I'm pretty certain you could drive it out, but there's no point taking unnecessary chances. So we're going to push it a bit more. So as you can see, it's a dodgy van really, because it just doesn't get destroyed straight away. So you have to keep trying, and only get in it. I swear, only get in it when you've failed the mission, otherwise you'll have to do all that again. And that was incredibly tough and extremely hard work. So if you got to this stage, guys, you have obtained the beastly king of special vehicles in GTA VCS. The heavy exclusive colour black and white Boxville. I think the nickname of it should be the Skunk, because it's a bitchy one to get. Right guys, before I show you the properties, I'm going to save the van in the garage, because I really don't want to take the chance, because if you blow this up now, I think you'll want to kill yourself. Right guys, I finally got the Boxville out of the garage. Now let's test the properties. If that's not a heavy Boxville, guys, I don't know what is. And I have to say something. One time I tried this, the heavy property was deleted when it was destroyed in the water. I have honestly no idea what caused that. I don't know if it was a one-time VCS glitch or if there's actually a probability of this happening every time. But all I can say is if it happened to you, I'm ever so sorry. Please don't hold me liable for it because I don't know why it happens. Yeah, I mean, it would be a disaster if it didn't work. But all I can say is you just gotta really want to do it and hope for the best. There's a very high chance of it working. I do know that much. I did save it, don't worry. I would never test the properties without saving it. But I hope you managed to get it, and I hope you enjoyed the video. That van to me is now known as the Skunk because of how much effort I had to put in to get it. It's unbelievable. But yeah, enjoy your new prize and see you next time. Cheers. Thanks. Bye.